Well, friends, I shared with you in a previous video that we know that the General Conference will be coming up, we think in 2022, related to an announcement that came just this past weekend. Now, here in the North Alabama Conference of the United Methodist Church, we have received word that we will have a virtual annual conference this year, meaning that our pastors and our lay members to annual conference will actually meet digitally and vote through a digital system in order to make sure that the decisions that need to be made related to the appointment of pastors, related to the financial decisions of this annual conference can be enacted this year. Last year, that's what we did as well. And so our pastors and our lay members to annual conference actually gathered in our fellowship hall and watched it together and were able to vote together. That essentially is the plan for this coming year. I don't anticipate any major decisions coming from this year's annual conference, but I do want to let you know who will be representing you at our annual conference here in North Alabama this coming June of 2021. You know that you have two elders in full connection on staff with us here, myself and then Reverend Angela Martin. We're members of the North Alabama Conference. Reverend Stanley Davidson is a pastor on our staff, but he is a member of the North Georgia Annual Conference. So actually, Stanley will be attending both annual conferences. For North Georgia, he'll have to be there the whole time, and he will, of course, spend a little bit of time with us in North Alabama. Now, you have to understand as well that because Stanley is a member of the North Georgia Conference, we don't technically get a layperson vote from his place on our staff team. So when we're talking about the lay members to our annual conference, you get one layperson for every minister from our conference on staff. So we will have two lay members to annual conference and two reserves who will get to vote if one of our lay members to annual conference is not able to perform his or her job. So our two lay members to annual conference this year are Tina Hardy and Debbie Whitcomb. The reserve delegates who will step in if those two are not able are J.B. Thrasher and Catherine Coltrane. Now, we also have other members of our church who do get to vote in our annual conference because they serve in either roles or in committees related to the annual conference. Those two people are Becky Walker and Pat Westbrook. So you will have at least 6 people from our church participating in annual conference and maybe even more either watching or, of course, involved in worship or discussion along the way. So please pray for these folks. Please pray for our conference as a whole as we continue through a very difficult time in the midst of this global pandemic, as well as trying to make sure that the work of God and His kingdom through the North Alabama Conference of the United Methodist Church continues. Again, we are looking forward to another wonderful year in ministry together here at this church. And as soon as we have more information from the annual conference, you'll be able to ask any one of those people, but essentially we'll have some sort of an update that will come to you after that annual conference in June. Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day.